Now we've got our attributes set up and we're ready to add our API information for ChannelAdvisor and then start mapping in some products. So first you want to make sure you put in your developer ID, password, and account ID, and you'll get that from ChannelAdvisor. And once you've got that in there, you'll save and continue, and then we're going to go and look at our mapping. So here's our mapping page. First of all, you have a sample SKU. This is connecting live with your ChannelAdvisor account. So you'd first put in the SKU, and then you'd click Add SKU, so it's going to save it. And then the next thing you want to do is check the SKU availability. So what that's doing is it's testing this SKU against your specific ChannelAdvisor account. And then what it's going to do is it's going to output the available data. Now, we have an import-export mapping tool because you might have different profiles or different ChannelAdvisor accounts. And you can simply set up your profile or your mapping, which I'm going to explain in a moment. And then you can either export it. So you could export, save mapping details. And then if you were to go to any other extension ChannelAdvisor account with our tool, you could simply import those mapping fields and hit import mapping. Okay, so now we're going to go and show you how to map. Mapping is very, very, very simple. In the previous steps, we showed you that you need to have all of your ChannelAdvisor attributes already preset and ready to go in Magento. Once you have that ready, then you can simply map all your product detail right into Magento. So first of all, under the mapping heading, we've got a CA field and we've got a store field. In the CA field, now remember, it's going to be pulling data on this SKU. So whatever SKU you want to use as an example, put it in here, and then it's going to pull live data. So first off, we might just confirm that it's working correctly by dropping in the SKU. And you're going to see that SKU matching here. Now you can also pull in the title and see what it is, even maybe the description. So it's going to pull in the data that's in your ChannelAdvisor account here. And then once you have the field in ChannelAdvisor that you want to use, now you just simply go over here to your store field, which is your Magento store. And then you'll just look for the field that you want to map it to, description. So description to description, you hit save mapping, and that's it, it's done. And you can go down and check it. Description is now mapped to description. Now, you can do that for all of your attributes, all of your fields, pricing, map it in exactly how you want it. Here in this example, we've put a static value for quantity of 1,000. So I'm going to delete that, and I'm going to show you how we do that, because I'm going to show you the stock sync after we're done. So here you can choose static text. This means it'll overwrite anything. It's going to be only this value. So I'm going to choose to make 1,000 my quantity attribute. I'm going to save my mapping. So now I'm going to go down here again, and I see 1,000 equals quantity. So all my products, when I import them, they'll have a stock level of 1,000. Images. If you want to have an image, here the ChannelAdvisor images show up in your ChannelAdvisor account. Some of you have different names for them. In this case, it's 01, 02, 03, 04, 05. The 01 large is the thumbnail. So we're going to go and we're going to map in, well, let's look here. For image, we've got 01 mapped in already. And for 02, we should have this in gallery. Now gallery are all your additional images. So here we see that when it's red, it's already been used, and when it's black, it has not been used. So we're going to choose 3. There's our image file name, the URL. We're going to stick that onto gallery and hit save mapping. And we'll do that again for 04. There's our image URL. and gallery. You'll notice gallery is in red. Gallery is one of the few fields that you can use as many times as you need because it can handle multiple entries. We're going to go back down to 5 and again hit gallery. Now, you can map all of your data. In this example, we haven't mapped every single attribute because some attributes, when you pull them over, might have funny characters which will break import. And I'm going to show you an example of it breaking import here. So now you can go through all of your mapping and it should be just how you want it. You can always adjust it, so if you forget something, you can always come back to it. We're going to move on and we're going to click Import Data. Now here at this stage, it gives us two options. We need to upload the SKUs for the products that we want to import. ChannelAdvisor's API will only allow you to import information that you request. So each time we have to give it a SKU number with your ChannelAdvisor API user ID developer and password to complete the call. So your products can be a simple text file. Like this example, we're just going to put 20 SKUs in here in a text file on one SKU on each line. Very simple, very basic, and it has to be in this format, TXT. It's always a good idea to save this stuff in Notepad, save it, and then you can browse. Here we've got 20 SKUs. We're going to upload to our SKUs. Here we're going to browse for our file, choose 20 SKUs, and upload. File's uploaded. Now we're going to import with the existing SKUs, the ones that we've just done. Coincidentally, you can always choose this button and you'll be importing the last SKUs that you've imported using this tool here. So now we're going to import. Now it's going to open up a new window if you're in Internet Explorer. We've got 19 SKUs that it's checking for. At this point, it's going to validate the SKUs on ChannelAdvisor. Speed depends on your server, and of course the network speed, and of course the traffic to ChannelAdvisor's API. It's going to tell us that the feed is done. And now it's going to give us a feed import screen. So we'll have two options, and they're in stages. First, you have to import the images. Generally does this pretty quickly. So 74 images imported, and they're downloaded already in your media import folder on your Magento store. Now you can click here to import your feed. Now the importing feed, this also can take a while. We have it set to 50 records at a time, but simply it's going to try to import all that data. Now it says 55 rows, but we know that we've only imported 19 SKUs and it's giving us SKU not defined. So it's tried, but it can't do it. What this means, this is a common error we get, and what this means is that the data in your attributes has got some character that's simply breaking the import. We use text files to import, and sometimes you have a character in there which might have been pasted into a description or something. So what we're going to do is I'm going to simply remove the class attributes. Generally, that and description is where we see the most errors, most sort of strange data. And the reason that we're going to do this is because we get a lot of support issues with people saying, oh, it's not working, when in fact it is working, but it's sensitive because it's data. So we need to make sure that our data is clean. I'm going to delete these mappings that we had, and now I'm going to go and try to import data again. So you've seen that I've just imported with the existing SKU list because I've already uploaded my SKUs. It's looking for 19. And now it's finished the feed creation, and what it's doing in the background is it's essentially creating the files to import. For the images, it's creating an HTML page to download all the images onto your server, and the product feed is a CSV product feed that it's going to use to import SKUs. So now we're going 19 here. So if you remember last time it was 55 and now it's 19. And what that means is the classifications that we removed had some dirty data in there, which you'll have to find out and get that cleaned up. It could be anything. So our process is complete. So now I'm going to close these two windows, and I'm going to take you to our home page, how it was. So we've got magento-devgento.info/staging/sapphire. If I click the home link, you'll see that nothing's here. Now if we go into catalog, manage categories, we're going to see that our categories are in here, but they're grayed out. And the reason that we do that is so that you have to activate them one by one for a couple of reasons. One, you might not want them. Two, you might get errors, or it might not be formatted properly. But in this case, we're just going to switch it to active. And here we would have the possibility to write in a nice HTML description, put an image on our category page, write a SEO friendly title, keyword, and meta description. And you can also change your display settings. You can do many other things. But because we've disabled it by default, you're able to go in there and one by one make your categories, one, easy for your customers to understand, two, SEO compliant. So if I hit Save Category, and I go back to my home page, click my logo, I've got Gemstones by B-Type. So now if I click that, I've got 12 products. And if I click the products, of course I've got the product, all my pricing, everything I've mapped in there, my different images, descriptions, and the one attribute that I did keep was clarity. And of course if you have more attributes, they'll come in here. So that's it. It's a pretty simple, straightforward process that allows you to take all of your products from ChannelAdvisor and map them into your Magento store. Now something else that we wanted to show you was we mapped everything in with a quantity of 1,000. Once you set up the cron job, you can have your stock cycle every hour, every 2 hours, every day, every 15 minutes, depending on your server, to keep your stock quantity correct and accurate with ChannelAdvisor. Now here is the URL that if you load this URL in a browser, it's going to connect to Channel, ask it all of your stock quantities, and write all of your stock quantities back into your Magento store. Now if we go back into our Manage Product screen and hit Reset Filter, it's going to set that, but of course we forgot one important thing. Catalog ChannelAdvisor stock mapping. Forget if you set this up, you put quantity total, and that's gonna, you can choose either whatever quantity that you want to be mapped with your quantity field in your store. So we're going to choose quantity total quantity. Now we'll go back into products. You'll see that all of our quantity is still 1,000. We're going to load our stock import or our stock level import script. It's going to go back and have a look. Now if you simply reset your filter, you'll see that all the products are the stock level in ChannelAdvisor. So that's it. Simple, easy integration, which you have pretty much full control over, and it works on all instances of Magento. Now